Good morning, my lights. How you doing today? We're gonna do a video about feminism. Yeah, we're gonna do a video debunking feminism, not about feminism, debunking feminism. I haven't read feminism a new one in a while, so let's see what we got on the docking table today. Let's have a great one, guys.
So for whatever reason, you found yourself in an argument against feminism. But here's the thing, your argument sucks.
Great, 34 seconds in, we're already at the condescending quips. I have a feeling this video is gonna be nothing but full of condescending quips. Okay, so let's see what the rest of the video has to offer us, huh?
Let's start with the most basic shutdown against feminism. Feminism is sexist. You've come to this conclusion because you've been taught that sexism is basically the prejudice, stereotyping, and discrimination on the basis of sex.
I haven't come to this conclusion. I haven't come to this conclusion because I've been on the internet and I've been in around town a little bit, and I've seen feminism be sexist. Also, one of your fellow people that represent third wave feminism said this next clip I'm about to show you.
That are about to be answered, dear viewer. Just you wait. Feminism is sexist. It's in the name. Feminism. Fem. And it's...
Right. Before I even get into this, I just want to state that it's impossible for the oppressor to be the oppressed.
It's impossible for the oppressor to be oppressed. Are you serious? When have men ever oppressed women in this day and age currently? When have men ever oppressed women in this day and age currently? Name one time that they have done that. I'll wait. Oh, you can't name one because they haven't. In this current day and age, they haven't. So you must be lying out of your butt and just making stuff up, man. Oh boy. You're just making stuff up for the sake of third wave feminism, aren't you? Oh boy.
That's the nature of oppression. Being offended by something is not the same as being oppressed by something. So bearing that in mind, quite simply, sexism is a form of oppression. I am not saying that men don't face negative stereotyping, and I am not saying that men don't face prejudice and oppression in society.
Feminism and third wave feminism now takes being offended by something as being oppressed by something. They take men making a joke about like brave or anything like that, or just simply looking at them as them being oppressed and being looked down upon in society, which that's not even true at all. They take a look at that. Seriously, go ahead and look it up, man. They do that. They do look at simple thing as a look and take it as them being put down in society, or just saying, "Oh, you don't have enough qualifications for a job" or something like that. As them being put down in society, which it's untrue at all. Oh, also, you bringing up the whole men thing. I have a feeling you're not going to mention men anymore in this video at all. You're not going to even address the fact at all that men are be called sexist by third wave feminism. The thing you represent, and it's on your T-shirt. Men are being called sexist by third wave feminists, and scum also. They also called by third wave feminists. You're not even going to mention that at all in this video, are you? I have a feeling you're not. You're just going to leave that out and just to make the sake of a point, huh? Next clip.
However, only oppressed people experience all of that, as well as it being institutionalized and systemic. Here's how your argument wouldn't have sucked.
Boy, she's gonna explain how my argument when it sucks, but I'm arguing against feminism. Yay! I'm a simple-minded person that doesn't know anything from my head to my feet. So, Miss Lady I just met on the internet, tell me how my argument wouldn't have sucked, huh? Tell me.
If you're discussing sexism within feminism, it should be about how some parts of feminism could actually be really problematic for trans people.
Some parts of feminism are terrible for trans people. Thank you, Captain Obvious. I didn't know that. Yes, they're called TERFs. TERFs are the worst kind of feminists. They discriminate against male to female trans women. They discriminate against men that want to transition into women. They discriminate against them because they still have a penis. That's what they do. So I know that part is terrible for trans people. I do know that. So that's already plain obvious to me. So this is a moot point. basically.
as well as people who don't assign to any gender and people who are gender fluid.
Gender fluid doesn't exist. That's not a thing. It's an imaginary thing you made up in your own land. Gender fluid doesn't exist. There's male and female. And if you want to transition to one of them, that's fine with me. But gender fluid does not exist, and I will not acknowledge its existence at all. It's a made up fairy tale thing you made up in your own head.
A lot of mainstream feminism at the moment needs to work a lot harder on being more inclusive. But men can get raped too.
Oh man, how's she gonna mess this one up? Is she gonna say, "Oh, it's not nice to pit people against each other. It's not nice to do this and not that"? Am I correct? Am I correct? What she was gonna do? Let's see, guys.
I can't stand this argument. You have to be a certain level of horrible to pit victims against each other, whatever gender.
Right, horn for me. And no, madam, they're not pitting anybody against each other. It's not a fighting match. They're just telling you that men can get raped too, because third wave feminism do not bring it up at all and do not address it whatsoever. They just skim over it. Every time you ask them a question, it says, "Why are you deviating the conversation towards men? Keep focused on me." That's why they bring it up. They're not pitting anybody against each other, madam. So you saying that, it's just a certain level of 99 stupid within your own brain, okay?
Also, I find that people use this argument a lot when discussing rape culture and actually they don't quite know what the discussion is about.
People do know what the discussion is about. That's why they're telling you that men can get raped too, because the rape feminism doesn't even address it at all. They just skim over it, like I said. And rape culture in the West, it doesn't exist at all. We frown upon rape in this society. Rape culture in other countries, yes, it does exist, like in the Middle East and stuff. But here in the West, it does not exist whatsoever. We frown upon rape in this society, and we put rapists in jail. So a rape culture in the West does not exist at all. It's non-existent.
I want to handle this the right way because feminism supports all victims of rape.
Rape feminism supports all victims of rape? My bad. I thought that they only supported female rape victims. Because, like, when is the last time you ever heard out of a story from this mouth about male rape victims? When? Name me one. I'll wait. Still waiting. Oh wait, you can't name one because it never came out of their mouths. I would be shocked if you found an example where it came out of their mouth, because it won't come out of their mouths whatsoever. If you even mention male rape towards them, they said, "Why are you making this conversation all about men? Stop derailing the conversation." That's what they say to you. So no, third wave feminism does not support all victims of rape. It doesn't. It only cares about female victims of rape. So you're wrong, madam.
But in the context of why your argument sucks, we are fully aware that men get raped too. We are not ignorant.
You're not ignorant, fair enough. But how come I never hear it out of a third wave feminist's mouth, huh? Explain to me that one. How come I never hear male rape being brought up out of a third wave feminist's mouth or a third wave feminist meeting, huh? How come I never hear it? Oh, that's why, because they don't care about it. They only care about female victims of rape and how it makes them look good in the long run and in the long scheme. How is this not registering to your head whatsoever? I bet feminism just replaced your entire brain with rocks. Your initiation, they colored your hair and they replaced your brain with rocks as soon as you came in. That's what they did, and that took away all of your logic and reasoning as soon as you came in. They replaced your brain with rocks and they colored your hair a pretty color. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long video, isn't it?
What we were actually discussing was rape culture, so not the act itself. Rape culture is when you ask victims what they were wearing. Were they flirting beforehand? Asking if they possibly had too much to drink. Whilst anyone can get raped, rape culture predominantly affects women.
In the West, you say rape culture is very rampant, huh? You say, oh, the police say, what was she wearing? What if she had too much to drink? Or is it the police just doing their jobs and asking the victim what happened, what led up to this, and basically what happened, and just doing their jobs in general? If they didn't ask those questions, they wouldn't be doing their jobs at all. And they say, oh, it predominantly happens to women. Really? Rape doesn't only happen to women. It happens to men too, you know. What about you say, oh, we care about men's rape too? But now you're saying, oh, it only predominantly happens to women. What in the world are you talking about? Just make up your mind. You just contradicted yourself. You just contradicted yourself. You really did. Oh my God. Rape culture is not a thing in the West. We frown upon rape. We put the rapists in jail if we find them guilty, innocent before proven guilty. We find the rapist guilty, they're going in jail. Man or woman, they are going in jail. Come on, it just should be simple to figure out, my friend. It should be simple to figure out.
Men do not get asked if they were showing too much skin.
That has nothing to do with anything at all. Men get raped too. Come on. You can't be this stupid, can you? You really, really can't be this stupid. They'll either ask a man or a woman what happened leading up to this that causes what happened so we can find evidence so we can convict this person, a man or a woman. We can convict them. They're just doing their job. It should not be this hard to figure out. Come on, my dear. Come on. Don't make my job hard for me, all right? Jesus Christ, man. You lack the common sense to even know that, hey, this is a bad idea what I'm saying. I'm contradicting myself.
Rape culture is currently ingrained in society.
In the Western world, is rape culture ingrained in society? Where in the world can I go outside right now and rape a person and get away with it? Where? Oh, that's right, nowhere, because it's against the law in the whole USA. Jesus Christ, you're an idiot. Also, that means it's ingrained in society. Oh, that means I can just go out and rape a person and I automatically get away with it. Score. No, that doesn't mean that. It's not ingrained in society. We frown upon it in this society. Oh my god, you were so stupid. Oh boy.
There are people that would never rape anybody, but sometimes their actions and sometimes their words might contribute towards rape culture.
Excuse me, what? Like, what words and what actions constitute towards rape culture? There is no rape culture here in the Western world. In Middle Eastern countries and other countries in the world, yes. But here in the Western world, there is no rape culture. It doesn't exist. It does not exist here in the US. We frown upon it. We put the rapists in jail. Man or woman, we put them in jail. For the millionth time, we put them in jail. It does not exist in this culture. You cannot just go outside and go rape a person and you automatically get away with it. No, you would be put in jail because it's illegal. How hard is this for you to understand, my dear? How hard? Man, how many rocks do you have stacked on top to create your brain? Oh, Lord. Oh, man.
Here's how your argument wouldn't suck. Every single rape prevention tip is geared towards people being in charge of not getting raped, not teaching rapists not to rape.
That'd be like teaching murderers not to murder or thieves not to steal. It's stupid. If they are a rapist, they could care less about prevention tips. They could care less because they are sociopaths. They could care less about prevention tips. They're not gonna see a prevention tip and say, "Oh man, I was gonna rape that person, but you know what? I saw this prevention tip on Fawn Mede's channel, and I'm not gonna rape nobody. Oh, thank you for helping me. I'm gonna go see a movie instead and get some popcorn." Like, no. If a rapist is a rapist, he's a sociopath in the society. He will do it. He doesn't care about prevention tips at all. So what in the world are you talking about?
So there's the big problem. The other problem in that is that most of these tips are aimed at women, with colour changing nail varnish, for example.
That there is available preventions for you to get raped, my dear. I was like, oh, coloring nail polish. Ooh, it's degrading. Like, really? It's helping you prevent rape. Seriously. Take advantage of those methods while you can, okay? Take advantage of those things. It'll save your life. Don't think any less of it, okay?
There needs to be more done to prevent rape for everybody, such as those glasses that change colour when they detect a substance. That way everyone can be safe.
Big bars buying new glassware that's probably going to cost them millions and millions of dollars instead of you taking like that nail polish or bringing some pepper spray along with you to prevent rape in case a guy tries to go and get you. Seriously, it is up to you. It's not up to the bars. It's not up to anybody else but you. It is up to you. Bring your pepper spray, bring your color changing nail polish, bring whatever you can to protect yourself, okay? Man or woman, bring whatever you can to protect yourself, okay? Use those prevention methods. The bar shouldn't have to do that. The bar shouldn't. You should know not to take drinks from strangers. You should know that. It's common sense, okay?
Well, that's just my opinion. Before any argument, you're going to have to show that you know what you're talking about before your opinion is valid.
Like you in this video, huh? That doesn't even know what she's talking about, trying to explain feminism, has no clue what she's talking about, just spouting off random things and doesn't even fit together at all. Irony at its best. You're telling other people they need to know what they're talking about, but you yourself have no idea what you're talking about at all whatsoever.
I can tell you that I think socks have emotions. That's just my opinion. It doesn't make it true.
People say that is their opinion because they have actual evidence to hold that claim. Let's use an argument here. Let's say pencils are sentient, and if you keep erasing with pencils, they will scream every time you erase. That's just my opinion. It's whole valid. I have claims to it. I have studies and everything to back it up. You say, "Oh no, you don't have any studies to back that up." Wow, he over here, in my opinion, I think walls can talk, and I had no opinions around valid evidence to back it up whatsoever. I'd be like, "Yo, really? Why are you saying this if you have no evidence or anything to back it up?" You see what I'm saying? People say their opinions with evidence to back things up sometimes. They do. But I don't know what in the world you're talking about, my dear. I have no idea what in the world you're talking about. You probably just losing the argument and say, oh, you have no evidence to back things up whatsoever. And you gave a crap example.
Most of the time this has been used because you said your piece, somebody else has come back with personal experience or references, or anything really, and because your argument doesn't extend past that's that, then you swiftly state that that is your made up opinion.
Oh, if somebody comes back with anecdotal evidence and anecdotal experience, it shouldn't be that's that. Really? Anecdotal experience during an argument means nothing. It really means nothing. It's just a crux for you to walk on. And for you to say it's somebody else's made up opinion when they have actual evidence to back it up, it's really ridiculous for you to say, my dear. It's really ridiculous.
Instead of saying that's just your opinion, try saying, I thought of this, but I'm not going to do any research on this because I feel like I am right. Please do your research because without it, no one has a leg to stand on. I am so sick hearing about feminism. Shocker, so are we. Please help us not have to talk about this all the time.
That was your attempt at a joke. Oh Lord, you are killing comedy faster than I don't know what. Please stop making jokes because your attempt at jokes are horrible. Horrible.
Well, I'm a woman and I don't find that offensive. This is quite a hefty topic about internalized misogyny, and that is a whole other video.
Saying that women who are against feminism, who are not as easily offended as you are, my dear, have internalized misogyny. Wow, what a way to deflect things. Wow, what a way to deflect things and just ignore it altogether. Man, are you blind.
Your argument sucks because you do not speak on behalf of all women.
Crap, and neither do you, my dear. You don't speak for all women either. They weren't speaking on behalf of all women. They're just saying, I'm a woman and I'm not as easily offended and butthurt as you do every single time a man does something wrong. They're just saying that. They're not speaking on behalf of all women. But while you are speaking on behalf of all women in terms of third wave feminism, they're just trying to tell you they're not as easily butthurt and offended as you are, my dear. You just can't see that. You're just willing to ignore it and see it as internalized misogyny like the men. That's a really crappy way to look at things and a really crappy way to argue.
Neither do I. Neither does anybody. Except maybe Beyonce. When you say this, you're choosing to ignore the negative ramifications that this particular thing might have on other women. You may even be overlooking the negative ramifications this could have on you.
Ramifications are you talking about, my dear? They're just trying to tell you, I'm a woman and I'm not as easily offended as you are. Come on, how hard is it for you to see that? Say, oh man, they're women, they're not as easily offended as me. And butter. I'll just go home my day and not say nothing about it. No, I gotta make a whole video about it, like they're internalized misogyny, like the men. They're just only getting for men's approval. Like seriously, it's not that hard to figure out that it's oh, I'm not as easily offended as you are, okay? It's not really that hard to figure out, alright? Jeez.
Either way, it's a really selfish argument. I can't tell you how to feel about things, that's up to you, but don't throw everyone else under the bus in the process.
I tell people how to feel things, but I guess this whole video is pointless, huh? This whole video is pointless because you can't tell everybody anything. The video's done, huh? And also, they're not throwing everybody under the bus. They're just telling you, I'm a woman. And I'm not a spastic third-wave feminist that gets butthurt every time a man does something or twitches the wrong way. They're trying to tell you that. They're not trying to throw every other woman under the bus. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but what about men's rights? Men already have all the rights.
One right that men have that you know. I'll wait. Alright, you can't name one right that men have that you don't. I am so done with this. My friend's gonna be coming in and stepping in. His name is Rick. He used to be a third wave feminist like you, a male feminist. So I can't stand another second of this video at all. I'm so done.
I think people use this argument a lot because it's hard to see just how something affects your life until you don't have it. I'm middle class and white. I come from extreme privilege, and if it wasn't for people talking about it, I never would have thought about it.
Oh Lord, here comes the white guilt trip. Look, my dear, I used to be a third wave male feminist myself. And even I can tell you, as a former reformed person and egalitarian now, that white guilt is not necessary to use. You do not need to feel sorry about where you are in life. You worked hard for everything you have in your life. So don't feel sorry that you have it. Okay? Please don't. Because that's really annoying. White guilt should not be a thing at all. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't feel sorry for what you have. Not at all in your life.
Because when you're privileged, you don't have to think about it. Also, men's rights movements that are around now don't even care about men.
Proof and evidence of men's rights that don't care about men. Where is your proof and evidence at, my dear? As far as I know, I've spoken to men's rights groups, and they do care about men. They care about men's suicide, men's rape, men getting screwed over in the justice system, in family courts, and all. Men's rights groups actually do care about men, along with egalitarians also. So for you to say that is ridiculous and unfathomable. Really, really unfathomable.
That's what really pisses me off. Being fair, any movement that sets out to help people is a good thing, right? The problem is the men's rights movements do not support male victims of rape.
Like I said, dear, I've spoken to men's rights groups, and they do help men with rape, who are victims of rape, my dear. For you to say that is disgusting and slanders towards the men's rights movement. It's really, really slanders. And it's disgusting to hear you say that and for you to come out of your mouth. No wonder Electric left. You were really annoying to deal with. I'm glad I stepped in before he went insane.
They do not support male domestic abuse victims. They don't support trans men.
Dear, they support all men, male abuse victims of rape, trans men, and male abuse victims as well. So for you to be saying that without any evidence whatsoever is really slanderous and false. You are really annoying, my dear, and you're a bit of an airhead. A real airhead that has no idea what she's talking about and just spouting out things to speak a narrative.
Do you know who do support them? Feminists!
Spoken to many feminists as a reformed third wave male feminist myself. I speak to them now on behalf as an egalitarian, and let me tell you firsthand, they do not support male victims of rape. Every time you bring up male rape, they say, why are you derailing the conversation? Keep it on me and only focused on me. Third wave feminists are only focused on themselves. They are selfish human beings. And a selfish movement as well, and a sexist movement as well. Electric proved that in the first clip that he put up way earlier in the video. So, for you to say that is a lie. A real lie.
Feminism is ruining movies. /series /comics. This argument gets rolled out every time something gets launched with women in it.
Where does that argument get launched, my dear? Tell me. Really tell me. Where does that argument get launched? Because as far as I know, No one has launched that argument, except maybe against the Ghostbusters movie, but again, it's just because people didn't want the movie to be remade in the first place. But it's not because the movie had women in it. It's because they had a terrible, unfunny cast. That's about it, not because they had women in it. So that argument doesn't get rolled out that much, my dear. So I have to pre-claim false plus.
Basically. Why is it totally fine to expect women to enjoy and relate to things that involve mainly men, but as soon as more than one woman comes on screen, we're taking over?
Earth that I know says that. I enjoy movies myself with female leads. I enjoyed the Luke Cage series on Netflix. So does Nick. He enjoys the Luke Cage series on Netflix. He enjoys The Flash that has female leads in it. Has an excellent kick butt female lead in it. So no one's saying that as soon as a woman comes on screen, I'm not gonna watch this at all. We're just saying don't pander to people just to please the feminist crowd. That's about it. We're not saying, oh, because it has a female lead in it, we're not gonna see it. Just don't pander, okay? That's all we're saying. Don't pander. If you're pandering, then you're just giving in, which is bad in itself. It means you've given up and you're spineless.
Here's how your argument wouldn't suck. Just injecting female characters into a film or a TV series and not spending the time developing their characters or even writing them not only ruins the movie and the TV show, but also puts a massive hindrance on women in the industry.
Like sticking female characters in there for the sake of pandering, like I said, and not spending time to develop their character or anything within the show is terrible. But no one is saying that argument whatsoever, my dear. So what in the world are you talking about? Yes, like I said, I like Flash, Luke Cage, so does Electric. He likes those series too. And Supergirl. Supergirl has the best female lead ever, and Melissa Boyens. It's amazing. I watched that with Electric too. So those things are excellent kick butt female leads. But you wouldn't like those female leads because they're too, masculine for you. You want someone that's too frail and feminine for you. That's what you want. So what in the world are you talking about, my dear? I agree that just writing them in the second pander and they're not the relative together is bad, but people write them in because you whinge and complain about it. Trust me, I know firsthand. I was under the service of a feminist for almost 8 years. It was really bad. I'm glad I'm a reformed, great feminist, and I'm egalitarian now. I work for Electric. So I know what I'm talking about, my dear, and you are wrong.
And it's crap. That means I can hit girls, right? Don't hit anybody. Why do you want to hit people?
No one wants to hit anybody. Who is arguing to hit people, man? Who? Name me those people, and I'll track them down and stop them to say, I want to hit people for equality as well. Name me those people and I'll track them down. But I have a feeling you're not going to name those people because you don't want to name your sources because you didn't have any sources to begin with, my dear. Man, you are delusional. Really, really delusional. Making up arguments nobody has made at all. Just push a narrative. How sad, how sad, how sad. I know what it's like to push a narrative. Trust me, I do.
Is it like really hard to live, restraining yourself from hitting people all day? You're using this argument as a quick way to put feminists in their place.
They're not using it as an argument tactic. They're using it as a, if you can hit me, I can hit you, right? Like, hey, if you can hit me, I can hit you, right? Like, hey, like a little cripping joke, you know what I'm saying? They're just saying it as that. They're not using it as an argument for domestic abuse, okay? They're not using it as an argument for that. So for you to say that is completely wrong and completely false, my dear. And you're completely way up base in 1,000 feet.
To make them think that this isn't actually what they want. The other thing is that you're already hitting us. In the UK alone, 1.4 million women and 700,000 men are suffering from domestic abuse. So we want you to stop hitting us.
Those numbers are alarming. But I have a sneaking suspicion you're just using false stats and false numbers to push a narrative and to get people saying, oh man, that really is a lot of women and less a lot of men too. I have a sneaking suspicion you made those numbers up. I really have a sneaking suspicion that you did to push a narrative. You really made those numbers up, didn't you? You did. Just tell me. Don't lie to me. You made the numbers up.
Not all men. If we're discussing discussing something about men and it's not something that you have particularly done, then that's great. The reason why your argument sucks is because you have to understand that many men have done this.
Telling you not all men, it's because you're making a broad generalization that say, oh, all men are abusers, all men are rapists, all men are misogynists. You're just making general statements. That's why they're telling you that. They're not telling you that just to waste their breath. They're telling you that because you're making generalizations about men and you have no idea what you're talking about, my dear. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're making blind generalizations without even talking or speaking to a man whatsoever. I don't think you ever talk to a man. Not at all. You just assume that's what men are like. You just assume that.
A majority even. It's always sucky to have to acknowledge that something that you're a part of has bad bits, but that's just life. So stop driving conversations back to you because it's not about you.
That's what I was talking about. Basically saying, oh, it's not all about you, not at all. Keep the conversation focused on me. Stop trying to tell me that not all men have done this, and stop telling me to make generalizations. Stop telling me that. I will make generalizations if I want to. You see, that's the kind of feminist I lived under for 8 years. That is so shocking and scary. You kind of look like her too. She had the pink hair and the yellow, and she wore the feminism t-shirt, except it was bright pink and with black low sleeves. Man, it's eerily scary that how you look like her. Really eerily scary. Light has been flashbacks even. Flashbacks. Calm down, calm down, calm down, Rick. So you're wrong, my dear. You're really, really wrong. And you need to stop making generalizations and stop saying derailing the conversation. Make it all about me. Stop making it all about me. Stop doing that, my dear, because it's really, really annoying. You're getting on my nerves now, and I usually don't get upset.
This argument gets used a lot when women do things to protect themselves and are a bit defensive. As we mentioned earlier, rape is up to us to stop.
Rape is up to you to stop. Yeah, you can only prevent your own rape. Yes, rape is up to you to stop. It is. So use those prevention methods like the nail polish and like the pepper sprays and all that to protect yourself from rape. Man or woman, use this kind of thing to protect yourself from rape. Use these kind of things that are available out there available to you. Don't think any less of it. It doesn't affect your ego that much. So use those kind of things. It is up to you, yes. But use those prevention methods, okay? It'll save your life one day.
And that's when they say, but not all men. Like, you may not be a rapist, but you've got to acknowledge why women do certain things to protect themselves. You can't take these actions personally because there is a much bigger picture than you.
As an offense, I understand why women are protecting themselves because they've been hurt or attacked in the past. I do understand that. But for you to say every single man is a rapist and to say don't talk to me or pepper spray them in the eyes as soon as they say hi to you because they think you're going to rape them or something is ridiculous. Sometimes you can take it too far, but only use the prevention methods on a potential rapist, not a man that's just saying hi or how you doing, how was your day or something. Don't pepper spray me in the eyes. You can see why I wear these glasses because I've been pepper sprayed in the eyes many times. You can see the red under my eyes. I've been pepper sprayed by many feminists and by my feminist handler back in the day. That's why I wear these glasses so I can see. So don't make generalizations, okay? It's bad. Really, really bad. Overall, this video was pointless. And just blindly sexist towards men. Really sexist towards men.
The thing with all these arguments against feminism is that if you wanted to have a proper discussion about it, you would have Googled it and done your research, but you didn't, which makes you an arse.
It makes me a bad if I didn't do my research, does it? Really? So that's the person that didn't even bother to do any research or back up any evidence in this video. It's telling me to do my research. Yeah, that's like a person that tripped over a rock telling me, "Oh, don't trip over that rock, because you're not gonna trip over it." Seriously, it doesn't make any sense, my dear. Come on, really? Come on. You really can't be this dumb or this blind, can you? No wonder Electric's cowering in the corner over there. He's wincing in pain. He's gonna come back over here at the end, guys. So, this will be the end of my time and in the next few clips, okay? So thank you for having me.
I didn't mean to attack anyone in this video, I just wanted to show you just how ridiculous these arguments sound.
Means it, but you attacked men and women in this video. You said women have internalized misogyny and men are all rapists and pretend rapists instead of saying to derail the conversation. And even they contribute towards rape culture. It doesn't exist in the West. You did intimate generalizations and to attack everyone in this video, men and women both. So you did attack people. So stop saying that you didn't.
And I know there's tons that I missed, which means I'll probably end up in the comments, which means, much to your excitement, I will do another one of these. But
I can't wait. Another misinformed video. I can't wait. Yay.
generally, you should just research things that you're talking about, and if you don't know anything about a subject, don't weigh in with your opinion.
Take your own advice, honey.
And maybe just trust what people say about their own experiences. Just kind of simple stuff. I don't think anyone's still here, so I'm just gonna... Bye.
Thank you, Rick, for filling in for me, okay? Thank you, Rick. I will have you do another video next time, okay? Alright? Cool. So, my electrolytes, what did we learn from this video today? We learned that this woman, it was sexist towards men and women in her video, and she's misinformed about feminism, and she has a brain full of rocks. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. I will link my other video I made, my Riley J. Dennis video, in the description below, along with this video, so you can go and watch it and enjoy the cringe and the stupidity. That's going to be it for me today, guys. See you later, and stay awesome.